What's up guys, welcome back to the Run with Jay channel. So today we're doing a review of the Saucony Endorphin Pro 2. So last year when I reviewed the first version of the shoe, I was super excited and thrilled with how comfortable and fast that shoe was. At that time, in my opinion, I think that shoe was probably the closest thing to the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent. But a year has passed now, and a lot of things have changed, and the competition is very tense right now. So we're gonna take a look at this shoe to see if it's any different from last year's model, or if it's pretty much stayed the same, and see if this shoe could be your future marathon racing shoe. So if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button, as well as the bell for notifications. And thank you to all my returning subscribers for your contribution and support. So let's get this review started. So let's first take a look at the specs as usual. So this shoe was released recently in early June of 2021. The price is $200, which hasn't changed compared to last year. So I'm glad Saucony hasn't increased their prices unlike some other companies. So this shoe weighs at about 7.3 ounces for a size 8.5 and about 7.5 for a size 9 men's. So the weight hasn't changed pretty much at all either compared to last year's model. This shoe has an 8mm offset with a 35.5mm in the heel and 27.5mm in the forefoot. So while the offset has still stayed the same, the heel and the forefoot did get an extra bump in terms of size, about 2mm compared to last year. So it is a tad bit higher, but overall it pretty much has stayed the same. So this shoe is made up of a few important components. You have the mesh upper, which is pretty much the same compared to last year's version. It's breathable, it's lightweight, and I don't think anything has changed. On the laces, they added these loops on the side of it to help your foot feel more locked in while running. I did notice a slight difference with it. It does feel a little bit better, but it's nothing too, I guess, too big of a change. On the midsole, you have the Power Run PB or PBAX face foam, which is, a very nice foam. It has the just right, a good balance of comfort versus firmness. So I really liked this foam last year, and it still pretty much feels the same. It's very comfortable. It's not super, like soft like some other foams, and it's not super rigid, like other shoes. And then on the bottom, you have pretty much the same outsole and traction with the rubber arrows, at the top and around the sides, and then exposed foam in the middle area. So that pretty much has stayed the same as well. And of course, there's the carbon fiber plate that's still in full length, that's in between the shoe, and that really hasn't changed either. So overall, when I first pick up the shoe, it looks eerily identical to the first version of the Endorphin Pro. It must be the year where most shoe companies are just making small tweaks to their shoes. Some, like for the Nike Vaporfly, they just basically, changed the upper, and it looks like the Saucony did the same thing with their shoe. It looks and feels pretty much, the same. I hate to break it, to you guys, but it's like, I don't think there's a ton of changes on the shoe besides a slight upper change. The laces might be a little bit different, as well as a slight asymmetrical cut to the laces. The tongue is pretty much the same as well, and there's a very light padding around the heel collar area in order to save weight. Honestly, I don't think there's really much difference with the shoe. It runs and feels the same. Compared to last year's version, and pretty much looks the same as well. Most of you guys might have seen the checker flag design look for the Endorphin Pro 2, which is their new colorway, but they also have 3 other colors that are released for the Endorphin Pro 2 that you can find on the website, like the black and white. This is the red one, as well as like a blue colored one. This shoe is kind of narrow in the forefoot area, so people with wide feet might have an issue with the shoe. It is true to size, so I'm okay getting my size that's similar to my other brands that I wear, so I didn't have any issues with that. So first run in this shoe, I wasn't really surprised at all. I expected to feel just like last year's version, and it does. There's really not that much of a difference, except for a little bit of a more locked in feeling in the top with the new upper. Overall, feels great. It feels very comfortable. It's very similar to last year's version. It's a great balance between stiffness and a cushion. So I guess Saucony didn't want to break anything that was working well for them. The Endorphin Pro 1, as well as the entire Endorphin line, like the Shift and the Speed, had great reviews from runners. So I guess they wanted to keep pretty much everything the same, but make small tweaks. And that's exactly what they did. So for people that really enjoy this shoe, there's not much surprises from it. And first run in the shoe, I felt just as I'm running in first Endorphin Pro. So very quick, snappy, lightweight. The power run and the speed roll is very good. Helps transition my foot and my pace through my paces as I'm running. And then the cushion is just enough where it's not too stiff, and it's not too much cushion where you don't feel like the ground at all while you're running. So in my opinion, it's a great shoe, and I think this is this type of shoe that you can use for all types of running, including marathon races, all the way to just your daily workhorse shoe if you choose to. I still use my Endorphin Pro for like regular tempo runs even. So make no mistake, this is like a racing shoe that you could use for marathon races. But I feel like this shoe can also be utilized for tempo runs, or even if you want to use it for your daily runs. In my opinion, I don't think it's the fastest shoe right now in the market. I still think the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent has still got this shoe beat. And then you have the Asics Metaspeed Sky that was just released, which I really like. I think that shoe has the slight edge over this shoe as well. At the time last year when the first version was released, there wasn't that much competition. Saucony really was the first ones kind of creep in my opinion, to try to go against Nike. But now every single company's got like a super shoe or marathon racing shoe that they have, like the Adidas Adios Pro, the Asics Metaspeed Sky, and now the Edge coming out. You got the Brooks Hyperion Elite. You also have from New Balance the RC Elite 2, which is, out as well. So the competition is very fierce, and I don't knock Saucony for keeping with their, same design as last year. But in my opinion, to survive in this competitive battlefield of marathon racing shoes, companies have to always be on, looking for something new to kind of, set the bar for marathon racing. So overall, I enjoy running in the Endorphin Pro 2. It's very, like I said before, feels very similar to the Endorphin Pro 1. If you like that shoe, you're probably going to like the shoe as well. Everything pretty much has stayed the same with the shoe. It's a great marathon racing shoe if you like the feel of the Saucony shoe. But you can also use it for all types of runs, especially tempo and quick runs, which I think this shoe will definitely shine. So, I mean, if you're in the market for the Saucony Endorphin Pro and you're trying to compare the second versus the first, I would probably say you could probably get the first version of the Endorphin Pro 1 if they're still available for a nice discount. I feel like the change isn't substantial to warrant paying the extra for the Endorphin Pro 2. I feel like the first one pretty much does the exact same as this, and so you can save a couple bucks from getting last year's version. So overall, not too much to say about the new Endorphin Pro 2. Definitely has stayed true to its previous version, and Saucony has kept a lot of the features pretty much the same, as well as the style and look of the shoe. And that's not a problem in my opinion. They found that whatever was working on the first version, people enjoyed a lot, so they kept pretty much everything the same. But I feel like, in terms of today's market with all of these brands and shoes coming out, Saucony needs to come out with something a little bit different, maybe for their next year's version, in order to catch up with all of the other shoes that are really revamping their marathon racing line, like Asics. So I'm actually very happy about that, where other companies are making great shoes to give Nike a run for their money. I like having a lot of options to choose from, and like I said in my Asics video, it's refreshing to run in something non-Nike for once, and its feeling is definitely a little bit different. I know there are a lot of Nike lovers out there, and people are diehard Vaporfly or Alphafly runners, but sometimes it just feels a little bit nice to be running in a different type of shoe to experience a different feeling while running. So overall, if you like the Saucony Endorphin Pro 1, that shoe is pretty much going to be the same when you get the Endorphin Pro 2. If it was to my choice, I'd probably get the first version and save maybe 50 bucks online. I've seen the first version now being on sale for $149, so almost $50 off, which is a great deal for a marathon racing shoe. I personally would use this shoe for maybe tempo runs, or even if I want to go off for a regular quick run, the shoe would be perfect for that. It's not just a strictly racing shoe in my opinion. For marathon races, you can definitely use it for that, but I feel like you could probably use this for any types of run as well. So it's like a workhorse, quick workhorse shoe in my opinion. So Saucony Endorphin Pro 2, very nice shoe, pretty much the same as last year with small tweaks to the upper. Feels pretty much the same, weighs the same, and even looks the same in my opinion. The outsole is pretty much the same as well. The first version has lasted me over almost 200 miles, so the durability of the shoe is very good as well, and the rubber is very nice, and it doesn't wear off easily. And you can at least get easily 200 miles on this shoe. So very nice shoe, very comfortable. If you're a Saucony fan and you enjoy the Pro 1, you're going to enjoy the Pro 2 if you like the extras, the upper change, and nice new color design, which is nice. And I'm sure they're going to release new colors as we go through the year. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below, what do you think of the Endorphin Pro 2? Were you a little bit disappointed by this shoe, or is this what you exactly expected, or you think the Endorphin Pro is probably a better choice for you? If you guys have any other comments or feedback, please feel free to leave them down below as well. I hope you guys are all staying safe and your training's going well, and I'll talk to you guys on the next run.